Hello friends, in this lecture we shall discuss mock test with explanation relating to Advanced Bank Management CAIIB. We have certain multi-option questions and we are going to discuss those questions. Let us see the first question. With which of the following the microeconomics is related? Here we have the options. A. Employment position in the economy. B. Growth rate of gross domestic product. C. Inflation rate in the economy. And D. Behavior of individual consumer. Friends, we have two branches of economics. One is called microeconomics, other is called macroeconomics. In macroeconomics, larger things are discussed. Employment position in the country, growth rate of the country, inflation rate of the country. But microeconomics deals with individual consumers, individual firms. Hence, answer D, option D, will be our answer. So in microeconomics, individuals and firms are studied. Aggregates like GDP, employment, these are studied in macroeconomics. Hence, our answer shall be D. When the demand curve slopes downwards, it shows that when the demand curve, it can slope upward also, it can slope downward also. When it slopes downward, what does it show? Let us see the options. For rising price, the quantity demanded will increase. For rising price, the quantity demanded will decrease. For decreasing price, the quantity demanded will decrease. For decreasing price, the quantity demanded will not change. And whenever there is downward slope of the demand curve, the relationship will be in opposite direction. If price rise, the demand will come down. If price decline, the demand will increase. Hence, our answer should be answer B. A downward sloping demand curve shows that quantity demanded of a commodity will decline if its price increases and demand will increase if price decreases. So here we have downward sloping curve. For price rise, the quantity demanded will decrease. Answer B. What is the normal slope of the supply curve? Normal slope of the supply curve. We have demand curve on one side and we have supply curve on other side. What is the normal slope of the supply curve? And here we have the options. Supply curve moves from right to left downward. B. Supply curve moves from right to left downwards. C. Supply curve moves from left to right downward. Supply curve moves from left to right upwards. Friends, the relationship between price and between supply in a normal case, when price increases, supply also increases. When price decreases, supply also decreases. And such a relationship can be expressed only when the supply curve moves from left to right upward. Hence, our answer will be option D. The supply curve moves from left to right upwards. It indicates that supply of a commodity increases when its price declines and vice versa. So whenever in the normal situation price increases, the supply will also increase, and that will be reflected by a curve which moves from left to right upwards. Under money supply concept, The term narrow money includes which of the following? So in the money supply, there are different types of money. One could be narrow money, another could be broad money. And here our question leads to narrow money. So narrow money includes which of the following? And here we have the options. A. Currency with public and other deposits with RBI. B. Currency with public plus demand deposits with banks plus other deposits with RBI. C. Currency with public plus bank demand deposits. D. Currency with public plus bank deposits plus post office deposits. Friends, in narrow money, currency with public, demand deposits with banks and other deposits with RBI are included. Hence, our option shall be answer B. Narrow money includes currency with public, demand deposits of banks and other deposits with RBI. The term deposit and post office deposits do not include in this. So when term deposits are added to narrow money, then that becomes broad money. The inflation based on a price index which takes into account the price of food and energy is called. When inflation rate is calculated, the price index is calculated which takes into account the prices of food and energy items also. So it is called what? Here are our options. A. Headline inflation. B. Consumer price inflation. C. Producer price inflation. D. Core inflation. Friends, when inflation is based on price index which takes into account prices of food and energy, it is called headline inflation. When it does not take into account this, then it is called core inflation. Hence our answer is A. The inflation based on price index which takes into account the prices of food and energy is called headline. And this is more volatile and it is just opposite of core inflation. When inflation is caused due to increasing aggregate demand for goods and services by the consumers, it is called. So inflation is caused, price increase is caused because of increase in aggregate demand for goods and services by the consumers. It is called option A, wholesale inflation. Option B, demand pull inflation. C, cost push inflation. D, consumer inflation. And whenever the prices increase because of increase in cost of inputs, it is called cost push inflation. When inflation is there is price increase because of aggregate demand increase for goods and services by consumers. So that is called demand pull inflation. Hence our answer is B. When inflation is caused because of increasing aggregate demand, it is called demand pull inflation. Here, more money comes in the hands of the consumers and they demand more goods and services. If supply side is not matched, then it will lead to demand pull inflation. The bond prices and current interest rates are related as per J.M. Keynes. So here we have the question. The bond prices and current interest rates, they are related to each other. But what type of relationship according to J.M. Keynes? So first, directly related. Second, inversely related. C, indirectly related, and D, positively related. Friend, bond prices and current interest rates, they are related to each other in opposite order, that is inversely. Whenever the current interest rate increase, the bond prices decrease. And whenever current rate interest rates decrease, the bond prices increase. So the relationship is inverse relationship. The bond prices and current interest rates, they are related inversely. This means if current interest rate move upwards, the bond price will move downward and vice versa. For the purpose of liquidity preference theory of interest, J.M. Keynes assumed a simplified economy with two assets only. So according to liquidity preference theory of interest, J.M. Keynes, the propounder of that theory, he made assumptions of a simplified economy where only two assets exist. Which assets these are? Let us see our options. Money in the form of currency or bank deposits and long-term bonds. Money in the form of currency and bank deposits. Monetary assets and physical assets. Financial assets and physical assets. Friends, according to J.M. Keynes, for the purpose of liquidity preference theory, two types of asset exist in the economy, and these are money in the form of currency or bank deposit, that is one asset, long-term bonds, that is second asset. Hence, our answer is A. For the purpose of liquidity preference theory, Keynes assumed a simplified economy, and these two assets are one in the form of currency or bank deposit and other in the form of long-term bonds. Well friends, we will continue in the next lecture also. Thank you for watching this video.